Let's continue to rank every FCS versus Power Conference game in terms of how likely it'll be an upset, starting with North Dakota at Kansas State. Typically a pretty solid FCS team. North Dakota had a pretty down year this last season, but I can see them bouncing back and maybe giving a Big 12 title contender in Kansas State more of a game than they think they'll get. At 36, we have Samford at Baylor. Samford doesn't exactly strike fear into your hearts, but Baylor's not a team that has a talent level where they can afford to just sleepwalk into a game like this. Coming in number 35, we have Wofford at Virginia Tech. The Hokies have been susceptible to an occasional letdown in the non-conference under Brent Pry. Obviously nothing ever this bad, but just never say never. Coming in number 34, we have Norfolk State at Rutgers. Rutgers is in a good spot. They play physical, which I always love from an FBS team in this type of game, but Norfolk State I think is building in the right direction. There's something going on there, so I just be a little careful. At 33, we have East Texas A&M at SMU. There's a big talent gap here. I wouldn't be too worried if I'm SMU, but for some reason I just get a little extra weary from those in-state Texas matchups. It just sort of feels like something runs a little deeper. At 32, we have Charleston Southern at Vanderbilt. Vandy showed that they were a good team this last season, and I think they'll be even better this year, but we did see the lows they're capable of against Georgia State, so I just would be careful here against Charleston Southern. At 31, we have Albany versus Iowa. The Hawkeyes are just a team that's capable of letting a team like this stick around just because their offense isn't super prolific, and then all you need is like a fluke scoop and score pick six from Albany to suddenly be losing in a game like this. I'm not saying it will happen, still not too high on this list, but still a possibility for Iowa. Coming in number 30, we have Lafayette at Oregon State. The Beavs are another one of those teams where their talent level isn't high enough to where they can just completely cruise in a game like this, but they took care of business versus an FCS opponent last season pretty handily. I think they're much improved this year, and Lafayette is just not a good team. But go ahead and comment down below for the next part, which will get us into the top 30 most likely FCS over Power Conference upsets.